Well, usually I like to start off with lowered expectations, so now I have to climb up from here. But hello, I'm Bruce, and this is the thinkable, as in the doable. And thinking, when we process, it's all about boxes. It's all about our experiences. We'll talk about that later. But here's a summary of what I'm going to talk about. Curiosity leads to why. Why leads to learning. Learning leads to experiences. Experiences compose who we are. Wisdom is your collection of failures and successes. And barriers focus us. Through this wisdom, you grow and think. And learning is lifelong. So as humans, one of the most amazing things we could do and have a capacity for is make the connection from fantasy to reality and from our dreams to real. We could make things happen. And this is my first evidence of failure in this department. It was my third grade report card saying, Bruce can't tell the difference between fantasy and reality. Daydreams and plays during class, Mrs. Spit. I found this a few years later. But in all honesty, kids make this connection all the time, and it's fantastic. When they have an idea, a dream, a thought, it's a lucid idea, they connect it to reality with a mark of a crayon, and they can tell their story. And this is one of the first evidences we see of making this gap to reality. And we strive to also be like our grand exemplars, like Thomas Edison, Bill Gates, Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, or Steve Jobs. Well, that isn't going to happen here today. Nor will it ever, because Steve Jobs is not a mintable commodity. These people are here and then they're gone. And you need to better know your heart. You just need to be the best you that you can be, and to know where your heart wants to go. You may not know your true direction today. It may take you years to find within yourself, but that pursues the one that you must not give up on. So, yeah, we'll move on. But curiosity is the gateway drug to learning. And this is not like the t-shirt you want to send your kids to school with, but in all honesty. So learning quenches the thirst of curiosity. It's infectious, tickles the brain, ignites the imagination, and it begs the question, why? As kids, we are all born curious. It all starts with one question. Said many times over. And with kids, you hear this a lot. It's a good and healthy thing, but it's the day they stop that you should really fear. And why ask why? The curious quest to learn is born within us all. It puts learning into context. We need to put context into why. Why fuels the desire to learn, and why comes straight out of one's curiosity. But when it comes to learning, failure is the best option. So, go, 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 and fail. Fail, 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 crash, burn, fail, don't die, fail, keep failing, fail, 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 just keep at it. We'll resolve somewhere, fail, and fail fast, fail often, and learn from your failures, and avoid failing the same way twice. And if you don't, you're destined to keep failing. But don't stop trying, because fear of failure can lead to the biggest failure of all, the failure to even try. And success is always built upon a very strong and very large foundation of failure. Same with the steps to success. You know, no one ever sees all the failures underneath. They always look at your successes. They want to copy it, but they won't go far because they haven't had the lessons underneath it all. But occasionally celebrate your success and don't gloat. And always learn from your failures and remember them. They are prime and important. And as much as it pains you, you need to allow the ones that you love to fail and not take away the lessons of failure. So just don't let them kill themselves. And, much like a bird, helping a bird out of its shell might seem like a noble cause, but it's because of that initial struggle, they grow their muscles in their wings and their bodies, and they need that to grow, to be nurtured strong enough to be functioning as a bird, and it might have a grave consequence. So let's look at learning from the perspective of how to ride a bike. Exhibit A, bike. Exhibit B, bike with training wheels. We start here, but then we immediately have a disdain for training wheels because said kids on block no longer have training wheels and we look like a fool. So we take them off and we crash and we fail and we bite the dust and it just keeps happening. It's bad news. You get the idea. And we fall over, but eventually we make our first successful straight line. And this is great. We can go straight until we crash. And then we have our first non-wobbly ride. We're starting to get our ability to get our inner gyroscope going. And that's good. And then we could eventually make our first successful turn. And it might just be left-hand turns at first. Eventually we'll get the right ones down. But we have our first one. And then we start doing crazy turns. But, after a lot of practice, and probably many days, we're doing curb jumps and wheelies. And our confidence really starts to soar. And our crashes start going down. And perhaps we have a little bit of overconfidence, which results in yet another crash. But we have something that comes up. It's our first ride off the block to visit a friend. And why is this so important? Because we're no longer learning to ride a bike. We've learned it. And we've committed it to muscle memory. We have the balance. We could turn. We can brake. We could do all the functions. We're thinking about higher level functions now. The bike has become a tool, and we are now navigating down the block. And then it gets more complicated. We have our first ride across town, which secretly all kids know is to the candy store, because it's where their parents forbid them from going. But they're going to navigate it, and they're going to deal with the stoplights and the stop. So they're dealing with the higher level functions. But we've actively learned how to ride the bike. And in life, the things that you use a lot, you learn how to do. Operating a camera, whatever it may be. So this is my personal learning story. So every year I would go to my doctor, or pediatrician when I was young, and I was met with the dreaded needle. I had to give the blood sample, the urine sample, and the all-important drawing sample. And this was met, of course, with a lollipop of the color of my favorite choosing, and this was great. So every year, I'd submit a drawing sample. And it got to the point where I started actually practicing before I came in to see the doctor. And in fact, it got to the point where I'd practice throughout the year sometimes. And what would happen is I just kept practicing, and I kind of liked doing this. But the real big thing didn't happen till later. My doctor compiled and stapled together a little book of all my drawings through the years, and shown me how I grew, and showed me how I progressed, and gave me just, not a lot, just a little encouragement that went monumental distances for me. And this book really gained me a lot of confidence inside. It sparked my imagination and encouraged me to further my drawing skills. Hence, I'm still drawing crayon drawings for you on the screen today. So devices and humans, are we born with an operating system? And horse, when it's born, it could not only just stand on its first day of birth, it could walk and or run. A calf, a doe, a baby deer, a fish could swim, an insect or an ant could function day one practically. But us as humans, we're pretty helpless. And we'd freak our parents out if we just got up and ran. We would. And We can eat and we're just pooping machines, but I think we're a lot different and we're more absorbent. We learn more like a sponge. It takes us actually more than a year to learn to walk. And we learn everything. Everything is, we absorb it through our parents and our parents' parenting and our environment and the people around us. And we're a lot like a computer. It's like garbage in, garbage out. You put good thing in, you get good thing out. You put crap in, you get crap out. So in life, we face many barriers. Some are pretty darn obvious. We can just walk around. Some we take the hard way around. Some we get rather discouraged and turn around. All barriers come in different forms. We solve them in a variety of manners. But no barrier is grander than the barrier of no. And no barrier is greater than a 3-year-old with peas. And no is something a kid could say like black and white, like nobody's business. And they are grand at it. But, no is a powerful word. It's used out of love. It's used out of fear. It's used to keep kids in line and used by kids to break parents down. No is often seen as a negative. However disappointing as it may be to hear the word, it is one of the biggest blessings you can give and or receive. No is used to deny. No is dodging a bullet. No is passing up an opportunity for the right one to show up. No is best reversed to on, as in the opportunity is on. And stubbornness that flies in the face of no defines either brilliance, stupidity, or outright luck. No changes outcomes. No can test you to see if you really have it in you to continue on and or change course. No is a barrier that can either defeat you or engage you to find a way around it. By saying no, you define and learn new things about yourself, because saying no defines you. No is never the dead end it appears to be. So through barriers and constraints and limits, they all create hardness in our resolve. And they could create diamonds or dust. We could fall apart. They're polarizing. They make us make decisions. And limits are an extremely good thing. Creativity flourishes under constraints of limits. They create focus. And this is also important in life, in our personal life and business, because focus has power. So we've all been here. We're at a meeting. We're dead plumb out of ideas. Dead. And we're saying, someone has a brilliant idea. They say, I know. What we should do is think outside the box. And everybody's like, excellent idea. So here's the box. It's a brilliant box. We're going to go outside it. What are we going to find outside of this box? What's there? Is there any great low-hanging fruit that's just kind of free or easy to get? We can look all over. But we're going to find nothing. Nothing's there. There's nothing at all. There's nothing outside this box. But has anyone ever bothered to look inside? So for this cat, what's in his box? The box is loaded with experiences of the spider, the bike, the mouse, of love, of death, of yarn, of fish, sleeping, the monkey, an idea, or just a good book. So, but the idea is here. You are the box. The box is you. And it's everything. And it's all of your experiences. It's really, think about it. It's the parenting, the good or bad parenting your parents gave you. It's your environment. It's your friends. It's what you do after school. It's the books you read, the movies you watch, the things you choose to do in life. These are the experiences. This is the well you get to draw within. And you need to learn to better load this box up with the right experiences to poise yourself. So luck, we think of it as a symbol, pot of gold, a rainbow, horseshoe, shooting star, a good deck, loaded dice, or dice, lucky cat, unicorns, fingers crossed, lucky penny, magic 8-ball, or just a rabbit's foot. But luck is really where preparation meets opportunity. Okay, my clicker used to work. There we go. So you need to better learn how to stack the deck, load the dice, and practice, because luck always favors the prepared. So I'm going to read this, and I want you all to speak out what's in this blank line here. So great minds think. Great minds think despite. Average minds think alike. The opposite of work is boredom. Because if work is mixed with play, you're going to be enjoying yourself, you're going to do it well, and you're going to be passionate. If you're bored out of your school, you're going to care less, and you might be fired from the job, or you might as well leave. Every journey starts with an initial. Direction, and then a first step. Because you need to know where you're going, and you need to align your compass to your heart. So in conclusion, you need to find your spark, ignite your flame, do what you love, and if you hate Mondays, you're doing all this wrong. You need to do what you love. You're not going to be able to do well in your work life. And you need to orient your inner compass to your heart. You need to follow your heart. And I think I might have said that, but I'll say it again. Follow your heart. You need to eat, drink, play, read, study, and breathe that thing that you love. You need to put it front and center, first most in your life. You need to surrender to your love. You need to find your tribe within your passion, people that do what you do, people around you that have the same passion, so you could learn from and they could learn from you. You need to be prepared. You need to be lucky and make your own luck. And by making your own luck, I mean by stacking that deck. You need to put those experiences that are important in front of you. So stay curious, and I need to deputize all you to also become agents of curiosity, so you can carry this out through the people you live and work with. Question everything, keep growing, learning is lifelong. So load your box with the right experiences. Be the best box that you can be, and you will better be able to do the thinkable.